Alright, what's going on, y'all? It's Cooper here, one half of FCSN, and today I'm also joined by Full Free. We're doing our first edition of the NFL mock draft. Draft's coming up. There's been no football for a while. I'm missing it, so the NFL draft will be something to look forward to. A chance to talk a little bit more football. It's a lot to break down. Make sure to stay tuned to FCSN for all the draft coverage. With that said, let's go ahead and jump straight into this thing. With the first overall pick in the NFL draft, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking Jameis Winston out of Florida State. I just think that's your franchise quarterback right there. I don't think you can go wrong with Jameis Winston. He's got huge upside. I think he's ready to play right away. Of course, there's a learning curve. I think he'll make some mistakes and throw his fair share of interceptions. But overall, I just think it's the best pick for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who do you have taken at the #1 overall pick?
I have Jameis Winston going #1 as well. Lovie Smith said they'll be glad if they take him, so I just think that's the direction the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to go in.
Right, and they're just going to build from there. He's a great building piece to build around.
Right.
Moving on to the #2 pick, I have the Tennessee Titans taking Leonard Williams, the defensive tackle, out of USC. This dude's just a freak. I mean, he's like a big guy, he can move, can tackle guys in space. He's just one of those guys, like, it's not necessarily need, it's just the guy that's the best on the board. He's too hard to pass up, in my opinion. I think Tennessee Titans, you have to go with a guy like Leonard Williams, because I just think he can help you out so much. Who do you have?
I'm going with Leonard Williams too, probably the best defensive player in the draft, maybe even the best player in the draft. Tennessee Titans, there's a big things on defense. Just picked up Brian Arakpo. Having Leonard Williams coming off the edge is going to be big for them.
Yeah, that combination would be crazy. Having those two inside and out, definitely. Next up, we got our Jacksonville Jaguars. I have them taking Dante Fowler. I think they're going to go pass rusher regardless. I think that's what they're going to do here. They're either going to go pass rusher or they'll trade down. But I think Fowler is a guy that fits what they're trying to do in that Leo spot there they want him to be at. And I just think he's a good overall guy. He's got a little bit concerns in some areas, but overall I think he's probably the best prospect for them at this point in the draft.
I'm taking Dante Fowler Jr. as well. Like you said, the best guy probably for them. He's a big guy, fast guy. With little coaching, he can be a great player off the edge. And the Jags were last in sacks last year, so they need somebody coming off the edge.
Yeah, especially with the addition of Aldridge up front. I think it's going to free up a lot of room for him. He'll take some attention on that line. And you can always have Fowler standing up in that 3-4 and have him come off the edge and definitely wreak some havoc doing that. Next up, we got the Oakland Raiders. I have them going wide receiver. I have them taking Amari Cooper. I think Kevin White or Amari Cooper will work here, but I think a wide receiver is the best fit to help the young quarterback out in Derek Carr. I think Amari Cooper a little bit more of like a go-to type of guy. I think they're both great receivers, but I think like he saw the high volume number of catches that Amari Cooper had at Alabama. I think he can carry that over well. And be really like a blanket receiver that Carr can go to when he's in trouble. Who do you have?
Yeah, I'm going wide receiver as well. Right here, it's a flip of the coin kind of thing. Amari Cooper, Kevin White. Can't go wrong with either one. But Kevin White, I watched him last year. He's a big downfield threat. Carr's got a big arm. If they pick him, I can see him and Carr hooking up downfield.
Definitely. I mean, they've got to go wide receiver. Is that confirmed, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Washington Redskins. I've got them going Randy Gregory. I think with the loss of Arakpo, I think Randy Gregory, just fits perfectly. Like, step in, replace him. I don't think he'll have the production right away, but I think eventually he could fit into that same kind of mold.
I have the same thing. Randy Gregory going there, like you said, losing to Arakpo is going to hurt. The rush defense was pretty good. It was like 7th or 8th in the NFL, and a guy coming off the edge, get pressure on the quarterback can really help them. He is undersized at 235, but if he can put on some weight, he can really help them.
Definitely. Now we're moving on to 6 through 10. At the 6th overall pick, the New York Jets, I have them taking Marcus Mariota, the quarterback of Oregon. Now I know, I think the Jets owner was quoted saying that he thinks Geno Smith is further along than Marcus Mariota at this point, but I just think you can't pass him up at this point. I don't see how you can be confident going next season with Geno Smith as your quarterback unless he drastically improves this offseason. I think Marcus Mariota is definitely a project, but he's looking impressive. I know I've said that Jameis Winston is better than him, but at the same time, I don't want to discredit Marcus Mariota too much. I think he's got some tools. I think he's looked he hasn't looked great, but I think he's heading in the right direction. I think he's smart enough to pick up that offense, and with Brandon Marshall to help him out, I think this pick fits here. Who do you have the Jets take?
Vic Beasley. The Jets had a great rush defense last year. The pass defense was okay. With their great corners that they got, Vic Beasley coming off the edge would be great for them. I just think they're going to go with Geno Smith and then go in that direction with Brandon Marshall.
Okay, so you think Brandon Marshall will help Geno Smith out?
And I think their GM really doesn't want to take Marcus Mariota, just put him out there like that. So I think they're going to take Vic Beasley with this pick.
Mm-hmm. All right, so move on to number 7. I have Shane Ray going to the Bears. I think they need help on defense. I think he's a versatile kind of lineman, can stop the run, can definitely rush the passer. Good sized guy. I just think overall this can help out your defense, having a high energy guy like that. What about you?
I'm picking Danny Shelton, the defensive tackle out of Washington. The Chicago Bears have been not very good in the rush defense, probably one of the worst in the NFL, and have a big guy to clog up the middle to make sure they don't get run all over.
Right. Similar to the Jaguars, I think a lot of people have the Falcons going with a pass rusher here. I have no different. I have him taking Vic Beasley. I think he's an athletic guy, can definitely get off the edge. Maybe as we've talked before, maybe not every down player. Maybe he can eventually develop into one, but definitely he's got the athletic ability to be a pass rusher of the NFL right away. I think it's definitely going to help the Falcons out. What do you got?
I got another pass rusher. The Falcons have been struggling. I'm going with Shane Ray. I think he can be an every down back. He can rush the quarterback and be a run stopper. I think he'll be a great value pick for the Falcons if he slides that far.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, the New York Giants. I have him going offensive line here. I have him taking the offensive tackle out of LSU and La'el Collins. This guy played against some of the best pass rushers in the country playing at LSU, and he looked impressive. He held his own at times, and I think he'll definitely help out protecting Eli. What about you?
I'm going with the lineman, Brandon Schriff. Like you said, Eli is going to need some protection to get the ball to Odell Beckham Jr. and Victor Cruz. So if he can get protection, I think that can be solid. I think that's where the Giants are going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely need to protect Eli because they've got some pieces. Just need some time to get it to them. Moving on to St. Louis Rams. I haven't taken Kevin White. I know we were talking about this earlier. Like they're taking West Virginia wide receivers like crazy, but I don't think you have to worry about that. I think Kevin White at the number 10 overall pick, if he even falls as far, he may not. I think he's just too talented to pass up on. Given whoever your quarterback, if it's Nick Foles or whoever, just a go-to guy to throw to. Big time athlete, good size. I think he's just the right pick at number 10 if he fell as far. Who do you have?
I got the quarterback out of Oregon, Marcus Mariota. If they fall this far, I think the Rams would have to pick him. Even though they have Nick Foles, have Marcus Mariota sit in the wing a couple of years, learn the offense, learn the NFL. I think he could be a great value pick for the Rams right there.
Definitely, that'd be a steal at 10 if they could have him there. And maybe not have to play him right away because they have Foles. I think it'd be taken before that. But if he falls to 10 at the Rams, I think you got to take Mariota. But that's all we got for you guys with our first mock draft. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more content like this. We'll definitely be covering the NFL draft like crazy, along with some predictions, team previews, and stuff like that coming up. Make sure to go check out all our social media links down in the description below. And this is Cooper signing out.
So free.